Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. Floriat wrote in and asked how to create perfect loops when you've recorded from like some external content, or when you maybe have something where it doesn't start on the one. And happy to get into that. I know there's a lot of techniques that people use for just doing it live and just recording and not using the pattern sequence or anything. It can get a little sloppy, and part of the fun of doing it is that you end up with something kind of sloppy and will kind of move and it'll force you in a different way. I'm not going to dig into that today. I've talked about it in the past. And instead, what I want to talk about is like if you actually like want to follow a BPM but still have some of that human feel, what would you do and how would I go about it? So right now, I've just got like a drum loop here. It's 1 bar, nothing like super fancy or exciting. And let's just go, we're going to do record. I'm going to make sure, I'm going to hold shift and hit pad 10 to cycle through, make sure we're on count in wait. And it will just start recording as soon as we get a signal. So I'm going to hit play. I can let it go for a couple bars. You can let it go forever. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to hit stop. We're going to hit record. And now what we have is, if we look here, we know we have 96 BPM. And right now it says 90 BPM. Well, we probably want to go into pitch and speed and go set this to manual and go adjust this to 96 BPM, because we know that that's what it actually is. So we might as well just set that correctly so it has the right value to begin with. It's going to take the value that is in here. So if we wanted to actually set it when we were recording it in, just hold shift and ext source, you can go dial in 96 BPM. I've already recorded it though, so might as well use this. So it's fine, but we know that I cut it out at the wrong spot. So the thing that I would suggest doing is we're going to go to pattern sequencer. I'm going to go to bank C. We'll record something new. And the real question will be, how long do I want this to be? I think 2 bars just to demo this is fine. And I've got to go set the BPM to 96 because that's what we're going to be using. I'm not going to worry about the strength at all. Like, you can set it to 100% if you want. I'm instead going to hit remain. I am then going to hit record. I'm going to tap remain so that we make sure that the note that we play is held to the end. I'm going to hold subpad to select C1, which is that loop that we just recorded. And I'm just going to put it on the 1-1. And let's just listen to it. It's not playing anything. That's a not great sign. Oh, I think it didn't get the last trigger there. Oh, and I don't want pad. I just wanted 127 for velocity. There we go. So what we've done is we've recorded longer than this bar, than this loop is, but basically what we're trying to do is cut off some of that extra content in there. So what I can do now is if I want to re-render this, I can hit copy, I can hit pattern, select to go to the sample and record here to C2 and go copy. And what this is going to do is it's going to go render this out without any effects or anything else. But you'll notice a nice side effect of this is we'll end up with a nice perfect loop. So if I hit loop, it will just play right along. Whereas if I go to this, we can see it's got like some extra tail to it. We got like that. This is like the 3rd bar that it's coming into. So not quite what we really want. So I can now come in and just delete this. I don't need that anymore. And now let's say I want to record some bass. I'm going to come over here. I can record something and I can do it in like whatever time I would like. And a fun part of this is if we just if we want to go to like kind of a bit more of a sloppy feel where we're not like necessarily we're going to keep using the pattern sequencer to kind of fix things, but we're going to just turn on loop. Oops. We'll select it. We got loop on. So this is just going to keep playing forever. Now, one thing we can do is we go shift ext source. Let's switch routing to ext in. So it's only listening to what we're actually playing. We got a couple options. One is I can hold shift and go hit the value knob down to switch to skip back if you're on looper. So now I can actually go into skip back if I wanted to start playing something. I'm not going to do that though. And instead what we're going to do, we'll just go to we'll go resample's fine. So we're going to go here, and it's waiting for me to start playing. So I can just let this kind of go and figure out where I want to go. So maybe that's just what I want somewhere in there. I want something. Well, let's go back here. I'm going to turn loop off. We know that we've got this recorded nice. I'm going to put gate back on just so it doesn't keep looping forever. And what I'm going to do is switch back to pattern mode. Let's go to, actually, we can just use this. It's already got the pattern on it. So we just need to go exchange this over. So I'm going to switch 2 and 1. Because we have this pattern, it will just play it. So it's that this will keep playing. We've got what we just recorded here. We can start playing with this a bit and doing some nice stuff. So what I'm going to do, shift record to get into TREC mode. We're going to go subpad, select 3. I'm going to tap remain just so that it will play this loop until the end for what we just recorded for this bass. And I'm going to hit it. So now it's going to be triggering it. But we had a lot of white space. So yeah, we got at least 2 bars of white space. So what I'm going to do is exit out. I can go to pattern, push enter, select pad 3. So we now selected this bass loop. I can go to start end, and we can actually see where it's playing. And now I can just dial in where I want it to start. So that by doing this, and like if I want to offset it, I can at least listen to it every time it loops around. Like that's maybe a little early. So this isn't perfect, but again, just do it by ear. If you like the way it sounds and it sounds cool, you can end up doing some pretty fun stuff here. I'm trying to decide if this is early or late in my mind. Let's just slide start over just a little bit more. So far I'm good with that. Let's exit out. And let's just do this one more time. We'll go grab like some hi-hat. We'll record some hi-hats. So now the thing to decide will be, do I want to keep doing resample or do I want to do record? Because if you're going to do a resample, then we can kind of let it just play and we can let the pattern go. And because we have the EXT in for our external source, we can just kind of let things go and then dial it in when we're ready. And as I said, the other option would be, I mean, we can use skip back, but the problem with skip back is that to me in this case would be it is always listening, but well, here I'll just do it. Let's just go grab something. We'll just play it. We'll do this. So because we're crossing lines here between bars, I don't know how well some of these are going to work. Doing like skip back. I'm trying to find like a nice... Maybe something like that. So we can stop now. I can go into mark and get into the skip back buffer. And we can kind of scrub around. I'm just going to save the whole thing because we can always just dump out what we don't like later. So I would just say take and hit record, just send it to a pad with everything that you got in the buffer because you just never know what you're going to want to keep or not. So with everything we've just done, again, we're just going to do this again. We'll go pad. Let's go to, we're going to go record. We're in TREC mode. Just hit record and we'll go sample, select 5 so that we can add it. We're going to hit remain so it plays from the start. And we maybe even just like what we just got right there. But let's say we want to scrub through like we were just doing before. Again, hold enter, hit the pad, And then you just go start and end, and you can just kind of start scrubbing around. And maybe we want like just this. And I'm not saying that you want this or not, but when you get through all of this, it's not too hard to either just know where you are, and you can just avoid having to do the loops because it's going to re-trigger every time it comes through. So some of that's like just sounds really off to me, but let's pull that back a little. So again, I don't know that it's perfect or not, but just trying to get something that just sounds a little bit different. We can throw in some grooves. Anyway, I hope this helps you out. Everybody, thanks for stopping by. Keep making music, keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace.